important.
Yeah, someone should have told Joe Biden that in the state of Michigan, there are two things you don't go after: Motown and cars, and he stepped in it there. I want to ask you about your opponent, former state senator Curtis Hurdle. He went to a Veterans Day event, and there was an issue with what he was wearing, possibly an instance of stolen valor. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, this was a really sad and devastating thing. That I spent in the United States Army. I was proud and thankful to be able to serve our country in that capacity, deployed around the world. Along the way, the Army taught me to fly some really amazing helicopters. And I retired from the Army just 2 years ago. And on Veterans Day, just this past year, Curtis and I were at the same event, and he showed up wearing an Army-issued uniform jacket and had never served in
Good evening, everybody. Haitian immigrants are fleeing a gang-ravaged island nation, and they're reportedly on their way to the state of Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis trying to combat the illegal alien invasion by sending state law enforcement to the Florida Keys and South Florida. Meanwhile, the Biden administration has a new strategy to deal with the impending Haitian invasion. According to an unnamed U.S. official, the White House is now planning to use Guantanamo Bay as a staging ground to, quote unquote, accept and process Haitian immigrants. The problem is they're not immigrants. They're illegal aliens, and they're entering the state of Florida illegally. Guantanamo is just 200 miles from Haiti. It's been used by the Coast Guard as a facility for aliens over the decades. The problem now is, with Biden at the helm, there's no guarantee that those aliens will actually be kept there. Biden has spent his entire presidency facilitating the invasion of millions of illegal aliens into this country, an estimated 14 million over the course of his first 3 years in office. The Biden regime even created a fast-track program for entry into the United States called the Parole Program for Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. The program has allowed hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens from these countries to enter the United States and to obtain work permits and other documentation. How long before Biden expands that program to include any Haitian who wants to flee the island? The country has essentially already collapsed. Even the corrupt globalist United Nations is admitting that gangs control 80% of the capital city, Port-au-Prince. Of course, Biden can't be trusted to solve a problem. He creates them. He will only use a problem for his own political gain. And from now until the election, we can fully expect Joe Biden to encourage the surge of more illegal aliens into the United States. Biden told reporters on Air Force One yesterday that he will not take executive action on the border. Instead, he's, quote, counting on the border action happening by itself, end quote. Counting on the border action happening by itself, whatever he thinks that means. He thinks the problem, well, it may not solve itself, but then it doesn't need solving in his mind. This comes as new evidence shows President Biden and his family sold out our nation for a paycheck, not for the first time. According to House Republican investigators, Hunter Biden and his partners tried to help a Chinese energy company, CEFC, quietly buy an innovative United States nuclear energy company trying to control the global market. The company is Westinghouse, the premier maker of U.S. nuclear reactors. Imagine if Communist China had gotten their hands on that company. That is exactly what they tried to do, and the Biden family tried to help in every way they could. Luckily, Biden and his partners were unsuccessful in completing that acquisition. But the attempt is still harrowing. The Bidens were still helpful to the CEFC, the CCP-linked company that paid the Bidens nearly $5 million over a 14-month period after Joe Biden had left office. House investigators uncovered a detailed strategy memo that shows Hunter directly involved in emails and correspondence trying to move the project ahead. James Gilliar, Hunter's partner, wrote this, quote, in summary, utilizing the U.S. face of Westinghouse combined with the economic power of CEFC is the perfect solution to control this global sector. End quote. Can you say harrowing? That was in 2016 when Joe Biden was the sitting vice president of the United States. So here we have son trying to sell the United States out to China.